Welcome back to another video, you guys. I know the title of this video sounds a little bit clickbaity. Is Papua the next Florida? It's a serious video and it has me concerned, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I'm sure nobody is talking about it, because very few of you guys are traveling and you get the insight into the things that are going on around the world like I do. My recent trip to Papua opened my eyes to some issues that I want to discuss here. I think you guys might also be concerned after you watch the video to the end. Now, I am not referring to the recent arrest in Florida. That is a totally separate issue. That is just basically a group of people that kind of went rogue and just decided to ignore the laws in the state of Florida and they got in trouble. That is not what we're talking about here. Obviously, Florida does have a problem with invasive species. That's what this video is about. There are hobbyists in Papua, just like we are all over the world, and we have our reptile communities, our reptile lover communities, as they refer to them in Indonesia. They are keeping animals that may be from Indonesia, but they are not from Papua. Now, not so long ago, I was sent a photo to help ID an animal that a police officer in Sorong in West Papua caught around his house in the jungle in a tree. Now, this was a blue insularis, a pit viper from Komodo. Obviously, Komodo is a long ways away from Papua, but it was very healthy. It looked like it was thriving, and there's no reason for it not to thrive because the environment is prime for that animal. But what impact does that have on the natural environment, the fauna, the snake species, possibly the prey, or whatever the different impacts that invasive species can cause? It is just something that was really bizarre to me, and it just got me thinking about how hobbyists may be unintentionally doing damage to the natural environment and the ecosystem. I also talked to some hobbyists that said that there were hobbyists in Papua that were keeping king cobras, and possibly king cobras that have been released. There are no cobras in Papua. Now, I think for humans, most of us can identify what a cobra looks like, especially when it's hooded up and defensive, but there's no cobras in Papua, although there may be now. And if they thrive in that environment, I have no idea what kind of an impact that could have. They obviously eat other snakes, so even snakes are a concern, because now there's a whole new predator involved. So if there are king cobras loose in Papua and they are reproducing, I hope they're not, but that of course is a totally different concern. I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time, but I didn't want to do it from my couch because I just thought it wouldn't be very exciting. So I am in Thailand, you guys, and I'm going to do a little walk and talk. I'm going to show you guys a few things and bring up some topics. Hopefully you'll find it interesting. At least the background is kind of cool. And who knows, maybe I'll find a snake. Maybe I'll step in buffalo poop. I have no idea. That's why I keep looking down. So anyway, while I was there in Sorong last year, there was a smuggling case where a smuggler was caught with reptiles. The animals were rehabilitated by a local nature park. And I don't know if they volunteered to do the rehabilitation. I don't know if the government just ordered them to or dumped the animals on them and just told them to hold on to the animals until the court case. I have no idea. But the animals were going to be hopefully kept alive as best to their ability, and then they were going to be released in the protected area of the animal park, of the nature park, which sounds great. But when I saw the animals, which I was not allowed to film, by the way, there were a whole bunch of endemic species. So you have McCraei, the blue tree monitors from Batanta. You have Varanus bomii from Waigeo. You have Varanus beckeri from Aru. You have Cordensis from Biak, and you have Rhizingerii from Misol. And they're all being released after the court case in Sorong. I can't blame the people that are doing the rehabilitation because they're trying to save the animals. There is no budget. The government doesn't give the nature park any money for that. there's no budget to take those animals back to the islands that they came from. I don't even know if the authorities or the wildlife officials have the knowledge and know where the different varanus came from, what island, where to release them back. So this stuff is just getting blanket released into the jungles in West Papua. So the smuggler takes all those animals loaded in his luggage to the airport. He himself goes through screening. He forgets that he has meth in his pocket, and that triggers a full search of his luggage as well. And that's when the animals are discovered. So whose fault is it? That guy is obviously taking them to the exporter in Indonesia. And then the authorities know who the exporter is. I know who he is. So you guys, a very complicated and sensitive issue to discuss. It actually sucks. I don't like talking about this kind of stuff, but because nobody else is talking about it, nobody else is probably really aware, I'm gonna share it just to kind of open your eyes and bring some awareness to the issue. So who really is at fault? Is it our fault as reptile enthusiasts because we're creating the demand for those reptiles? I would say, yeah, pretty much. I know that a lot of those endemic species are in huge demand just based on my own emails and private messages that I receive. People are asking me constantly for those tree monitors. So obviously there is a huge demand there. The Indonesian exporter, he's written papers. He supports conservation organizations, co-authored books. Is it greenwashing? How dedicated is this guy to conservation when basically what he's doing on the backside, on the real dark side of what he's doing, is creating all of these issues? It sucks for the younger people that are aspiring herpetologists or just want to go travel and make observations, maybe collect data and whatever. That's completely tainted now. It's completely messed up in Sorong, at least, or the mainland of West Papua, or wherever this may happen in the future, or maybe where it's already happened in the past. It is not only reptiles. It could be birds, mammals. There's amphibians. I don't even know what. There's so many things that don't make it to the media, but I know for a fact, like, birds bond with their mates. So these animals just end up just getting released wherever. They have home territories. Mammals that are endemic, that don't belong in these areas, are being released into like foreign areas. I don't know how that affects the fauna, the ecosystem, and the future of all the wildlife. Is just crazy to me. It sucks to have to talk about this, but I just want to open your eyes and kind of make you aware. So that is about it, you guys. Sorry for the downer of a video. Hope you guys at least enjoyed it, or at least learned something from it. And that is it from here in Thailand. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one. Take care.